Glorious day to you, my friends. Ikitiata arahaskanananiri aratata. Let me swap the camera around. Let's see here. I am on my way to South Gate Meadows. And this spot here, I'm going to try to get here tomorrow morning at dark 30. So I can watch the sunset, the sunrise actually, and greet the new dawn. Tomorrow, and let me put this down a second. I've been channeling on my walk so far, and I'm sitting here laughing. Tomorrow is the party of the universe put on by the North Node, Uranus, and Mars, all in conjunction. So we're going to start off today with a little joke to illustrate the point of this invitation from the universe. So the North Node and Uranus and Mars all walk into a bar. The universal bar. And they walk up to the bartender, the universal bartender. And the bartender says, "What do you have?" And they all look at each other, and they all look at Mars, figuring Mars, the bold action guy, is going to go first. But Mars is uncharacteristically patient. So the North Node steps up and says, "I am guided to bring into reality synchronistic, freakishly cool, abundant awesomeness." And the bartender says, "We have that." And the bartender gets all the ingredients, shakes it up, has a great smile on the bartender's face. And the bartender pours it into a fancy goblet that is spiritually guided for the North Node on the North Node spiritual path, and sets it down on the bar in front of the North Node. The North Node is in awe and just mesmerized by the excitement of this beverage, and it's imagining how it's going to feel while imbibing in its abundance and glory. And then Uranus, the sky god, looks at Mars and says, by the way, it's 222 right now. Looking to acquiesce to Mars, the god of war, expecting him to take bold action and decide what he wants and orders what he wants. But Mars is uncharacteristically patient. So, Uranus says, "Yes, that sounded really good. I'll have what he's having." Or he says, let's do it gender neutral. "I'll have what they're having." But I want mine with a little bit of electricity. And I'd like a little fountain in the middle of mine so it shoots up that abundance and awesomeness and has it rain down in my goblet of abundance. And the bartender says, coming right up. Glorious day to you. And so the bartender gets all the ingredients, mixes it up, shakes it up really well, and then pours it into this uniquely gorgeous goblet of abundance for Uranus. And then puts it down on the bar right in front of Uranus, the sky god. And he looks at it in awe and is imagining what it's going to taste like and feel like when he imbibes in the abundance. But he doesn't see the fountain, and all of a sudden, it shoots up unexpectedly and starts raining down abundance into the goblet. And then the North Node and Uranus both look at each other, and then they look at Mars, who's characteristically patient. And then the universal bartender looks at Mars, and then Mars steps up, budges his way in between the North Node and Uranus, grabs both of their drinks, drinks one, then drinks the other, places them down, lets out a big belch, and he says, I'll have what they're having. But I'm Ching. Atakaura urskatiyatika atarwashi iskatiyata atarishkatiyata yarhananuko urtukushkariweta. So the point of that, hopefully you didn't get, is to steal other people's abundance. Once you let the universe, step one is to ask. Step two is the universe. It is given. The implied step is become a vibrational match to it, which means do nothing except remain in awesomeness. And step three is yours to say yes when it arrives. And that's the point of Mars in that story, is to boldly say yes when it shows up. You never know what's going to happen. You can choose to live in surprise and awe if that's what you want to do. Or you can live in letting life happen to you. It's your choice. Both are valid. And as we start coming into South Gate Meadows, we see more and more abundance here. And more flowers, and more moisture. I use everything as a talking point. A talking point for self-empowerment. I love synchronicities. And I love when things, bad word choosing, but I love when exciting things happen to me. Or I love when synchronistic things happen. Because the only reason they happen is because we attract them. We attract them. The North Node is about the spiritual path of the collective consciousness, or the spiritual path of your universe. It's about you. What can you do with it? It's in Taurus. It's about making it a reality. And look it up for a different meaning for you. Talk to an astrologer for a different meaning for you. For these talking points. You can manifest your life path. And the bird confirms. You can make your life path a reality. The energies are ripe to cooperate with you to do that. And Uranus is the sky god. His name means rain, to rain from heaven upon you. It's also electricity, spontaneity, excitement, awesomeness. And Mars is about bold action. It's not necessarily about war. He represents the divine masculine. When it's time to do, it's time to do. And Uranus, even though it's a male personification, both are male personifications. It's like the electricity of the universe. It's the unknownness. No matter how much we know, we do not know. Don't listen to anyone who says that they know it all. If anybody tells you they have the answers, in and of itself, they do not. Listen to those who encourage you to go within, to seek your truth. Because that is the only place that you will find your truth. Your peace, your answers, your guidance, your inspiration, your love, your purpose, your life path. So and the excitement of that life path. So part of the information I channeled on the walk earlier, you can live in the fast lane or you can live in the slow lane. Both are your choice. Do not think of it as right or wrong. Think of it as what you prefer. And the funny part is, they told me what fast means. Freakishly awesome, satisfying temperament. So you can live with a freakishly awesomely satisfying temperament in the fast lane, or you can live in the slow lane. The satisfying love of omnipresent wisdom. There's a time for both. There's a time for stillness. In the slow lane. Whoop. Or or the fast lane, where it's time to do, where it's time to take bold action. And here's the South Gate Meadows. The Abundance is Least Resistant short video was made here. I went with the flow of the universe. I was gonna, my plan was to get up and make a sunrise video this morning. But Spirit had other plans. So I'm not predicting that anything is going to be freakishly cool that's going to be happening to you tomorrow. Synchronistic for Uranus and Mars conjunct the North Node. I see it as an invitation from the universe that if you live in love, if you are in love with life, if you live in abundance, if you live in that awesomeness, if you live in that synchronistic awesomeness, that synchronistic awe, that state of lighter guile, freakishly cool, that everything is freakishly cool, and everything that comes to you and everything that you experience is freakishly cool. Can you unlearn what you know? Can you go around in a state of no mind where everything appears to be newness, awesomely cool? Oh my God, look at that. Urvakasha atikat kuhu. Ayakanata karskahita. Artikia chakawata katiskati. Urtukunohu ruta tashkaha. Isa hatata kashkahata. Urvahasa aya. Arya tukonati takatiha. Ichakatata karskihi. Oriat kanati kitiara araskana atahi. Utakashiha. Ata ajiyatiara tikita koror tusu. Ishahanata kariyata katakariasa. Ichahata katita. Ariata konata. Ishkananariata katita kata. You can live a life like that. Iskana atakatita. Where everything is an amazement, where everything takes you by surprise, where you're so in love with the unfolding, with the awesomeness of life itself. Iskatatia ratata tikaranahata. Ishkanata aratakirata. Kashkanini aratakachikirata. 1855 right now. L'chaim, 55, the master of change, the master of your humanness. Ishkunanatiata. Building the master life. Ishkuta aratakirata. As it synchronistically and awesomely unfolds, seemingly to your will and your desires, because that is exactly how the universe works. Abundance expands proportionately with desires. Let's not talk about Mars and his karmic imprint for stealing those two other cups. But the other two, the North Node and Uranus, they did not go without. Their cups are still there. they can still drink from their cups of abundance. Ichikiyata, ishahatata kananarituko, ishahana, ishkatitira tatarikuta, atikananiriya taharshkaratuku. Just like your cup of abundance is always overflowing, it will never be taken from you. You may think that it is. You may have the perception that it has been. But that is never the case. They can keep talking all day. But it's time for me to live in the fast lane and the slow lane at the same time. This place up there is calling me. I'm going to string up my hammock. I'm going to lay back. I'm going to live in the slow lane for a bit. But if the universe provides something, I'm going to jump up into bold, decisive action and say yes to the awesomeness from the universe. So I thank you, my friends, for sharing in my highest bliss. And make it a great day. Because why would you leave it up to anyone else?